with the hens. You see that? And we do with pigeons. Well, I'm here. While I just think on, I'll just give a shout out to Rude Boy, Dougie, over in Wisconsin. I said I'd show him these nest box fronts and how they work. So here you go, Doug. So just drop down there, simple dowel front, a little door with the dowels. That'll open and close. But then the box can either go halfway. So I have just put the nest board in there. So it can either go like that, and then or it can go up in the air. Like that. You can see the template there, how it's done, how it works. It's just a bit of wood routed out. So I hope that helps you out a little bit. You can see, it's just a little bit of routed wood. So that's for Doug over in Wisconsin. Always watches the videos. Thanks very much, Doug. So here we go. Now they're seen the corn and the young birds are eating. I like to make sure they're eating. I don't leave them any later than 22 days old with the parents. I move them early. And I think they come on a lot better, and as you can see they're eating very well, these young birds. These young birds, guys, are going over to Birkenhead HS for a fella called Gary. So we're going to see what they can do in the mighty Birkenhead Homing Society for a fella called Gary Dodd. So I hope, there you can see Gary, I hope you're watching the video. These are the young ones, they'll be with you this week. I have reared them on, this year I've reared these young birds on Bayer's corn, only because I got a deal on the corn. It's a good quality corn, Bayer's, so I think I bought 6 bags and you get a bag free. And also, I don't know if you can see it there, a bit of Homer Farm on the floor that I've just put down because they've been reared. A tablespoon of Homer Farm on the box while they've been in the nest, so I'll have to wean them off that as well. You can see the young birds there now picking up the so that's going to be a nice blue cock, that one there, Garrett. I hope it does well over in Birkenhead, but we'll see. They have won wherever they've gone. These are the winning lines, 555 from Gustav Van Bell. And people that have had them off me, not many I'd say, but the ones that have had them, I've won with them. And these are the base of my lots, out of all the best pigeons, the best breeders, proven breeders, federation winners. So fingers crossed, Gary knows how to feed them. As you can see, these young birds are eating well now. Like I say, a lot of people leave them a lot longer than 22 days, but I don't, because I find they come on a lot quicker the earlier you move them. And these young birds in the next 10 minutes will all be sat up in that corner nice and content, full of corn. I've not put no drinker in yet because again, I make them want a drink, and a good sign for all you novices out there, a good sign to a young bird when you've just weaned him that he's not drinking, you'll see him blinking his eyes. So if you wean your young birds, and I know there's a lot of fanciers that will say why you're saying that, because I'm speaking to the novices that watch the videos. If you see the young birds after you've weaned them and they're closing their eyes and blinking, that means they've not had a drink. So you have to make sure to keep an eye on them. Always spend a bit of time with them when you first wean them. And if you see one sat in the corner blinking at you, you know he's not had a drink. So as you can see here, all these young ones are active. Like I say, I moved them 2 days ago at 22 days old, so they're only 24 days old now. Now they're having a good feed. They're looking for that drinker now, I can tell. They're looking for the water, so what I do, normally I just put the lid on them, but because these are going up to Birkenhead HS, I wait till they've finished eating, and they're looking at me now for the water. So I'll wait, and I'll put the drinker in without the lid. Now, if I was keeping these young ones, they'd have the lid on the drinker. But I just want to make sure that, because I'm working all the time, that they are getting a drink. I don't care if they jump in it and have a bath. I don't bother. Not bothered. So I'll just throw a bit more corn down. But I have put it in galley pots. As you can see there, they're eating well. And let's just hope there's a winner or two in them for the mighty Birkenhead HS, because that's where they go in, these young birds. I hope you like them, Garrett. I'm just going to slide the drinker in now, guys. Just going to put the drinker in, there you go. So I've just put the drinker in without the lid on the cover, but like I say, if I was keeping these young birds, I'd put the cover on that drinker. But I just want to make sure, because I am out early every morning. I come in the morning, I do the same thing like you see I'm doing now. So I spend an hour in the lofts in the morning. I make sure they're drinking. And these young birds, obviously, I've got the phone here, the camera on a tripod, on a gimbal, and they're a bit wary of it, which is understandable. But as you can see now, there you go, he's looking at the water now, and he's had a drink. Look, see, and that's what it's about. You can have a look at the young bird's eyes, you know that they've been drinking. I did this morning, I fed them this morning, but once they've finished eating, I take any corn away once they've had a drink. But if you look at the eyes, you know that they've had a drink today, this morning, because none of them are blinking. That's a sure sign where the young birds have not found the drinker. But if you do that without the cap on, you can see under his wings there, that check cock there, he's still wet under the wings. But he's eating well, and surely enough, I'm sure he'll have a drink. If you do notice any with green bands on, which is only a couple, they're the ones I'm keeping, and the nest mate's going up to, which is not a lot, I'm only keeping 5 out of these. The stock pigeons are down on the second round. But I did say to Gary that I wanted 1 out of certain pairs from the first round, and he could race the other one. Which they're out of all the best pigeons. They're not, you know what I mean? So what I'm racing is Gary will be racing. So this little blue one here, that's got a green band on, but Gary, you'll have the nest mate to that one. So let's see what they can do up in the mighty Birkenhead HS. I hope you're going to get up early, Gary, and put the work in, lad. Anyway, I'll just leave you for a minute. Let's see if these young birds, I'll stay quiet, I'll walk away, let's see if these young birds will, well, you can see 1 or 2 of them have already had a drink. And once one starts, they all start. So probably tomorrow I'll put the lid on the drinker, because they know they've been weaned a couple of days now. So they know that white bowl contains the water source. And they're still going, I put the food in galley pots. I don't like to, I do throw an handful or 2 on the floor, but the floor is clean. But I like to put it in galley pots, and it saves them from getting it everywhere. And like I say, once they've finished eating and drinking, I'll give it a quick scrape out and settle them down for the evening. So I'll just leave the video playing for a couple of minutes before I end. It's only a short video just to show Gary the young birds that he's getting. As you can see, they're nice and healthy and having a drink now. A checker cock there in the middle. Like I say, they're still wet under the wing, they've only just burst the feathers, as you can see. But that is what I like. And I found with my pigeons, these Van Bells are very forward. They're meant to come forward very quickly, they don't hang about. They'll be up. I'll show you the corn in a minute that I've reared them on. But I will be changing the corn. If these were mine, I'd change the corn in another week and get them on a lighter mix to get them up and out. Because once I wean them, I like to get them out of the loft, get them on the landing board, and have a good look round. And like I say, this family of pigeons are really forward. They don't take them long to get up in the air, and it's just a matter of keeping them there. So I'll just stay quiet for a minute and let you watch. Like I say, it's only going to be a short video. Little pied one there, Gary. There you go, nice blue cock there, that'll be a cock, the blue one at the fountain. Going up to Gary up in Birkenhead. To be honest, guys, breeding is not, I do always rear a nice young bird, but I can't wait to finish breeding once I start, because I am busy with work, self-employed, and it's the worst part of pigeons for me, breeding, even though I always make sure they've got everything they want, vitamins, minerals, which I only give once a week. They are a bit wary because obviously I only moved them 2 days ago. They've not seen me very often. But once I get my young bird team in the young bird loft, I do spend at least an hour with them. When I'm feeding, I'll sit on the floor. I'll feed them, hand feed them to get them used to you. Obviously I bred these a little bit early this year. I don't normally pair up that early, but I bred these early because, like I say, Gary wanted some young birds, and I don't sell a lot of young birds. You can see some of them at the back there still looking to be fed by the mothers. That's how young they are. There was one or two that were about 20 days old when I moved them. This little, well, I think he's going to make a nice pigeon, the white flight one, Gary. Got a white flight in each wing, you can see. But I think by weekend they'll be ready to come to Birkenhead. So good to get on your system. So at that point, I did say it's only going to be a short video, so I am going to end it now. So again, shout out to Doug over in Wisconsin. He wanted to see the widowed fronts because I think he's going to make some. And so I try and help everybody out who asks, send me messages. I mean, there's many roads to roam with pigeons, as you know. I always say it's down to your own management. So what I do know is pigeons like routine, and if you stick to the same times every day, the same feed, same times, the rest comes naturally. Pigeon will come into condition. So hopefully there's a few winners amongst these. So thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching. Still eating out the gallipots there. Nice and content, nice strong young birds. We've had a good start, the rest is up to them now, they have to perform. They have to show the faces for me as young birds. I know a lot of people say young birds it doesn't matter, well I think it does. And the ones that show the faces first to the loft, whether you win or you're second or you're third or you're fourth or you're last, and first pigeons to your loft, your system, they're the ones that you've got to work with. Go on then, lad, have a drink. There you go. So normally you see young birds jump in the pan, but these Van Bells, they do that. So normally you'd have them jumping in that pan and all that, but I've noticed with these Van Bells, I've had them now since 2013, even with the lid off the drinker. You might get the odd one that goes and stands in it, but they're very, like I say, they're very forward. They know where the water is, they know how to eat and drink, so the rest is up to you. So thanks for watching guys, take care, don't forget to press that like button and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Oh, I nearly forgot, I said I'd show you the mix that I've reared them on. So that's the breeding mix, it's made by Pigeons, Belgium, and that's the Galaxy breeding mix that I've used. I nearly forgot to show you, but that's it, that's all they've had, Galaxy breeding, and I do put a spoonful of Homofarm on the box once a day, and like I say, I've just give them a spoon now just to wean them off it, but gradually I'll take it off them over the space of 4 or 5 days. And they'll be on next week. There will be, if there was mine, they'll be on a lighter mix, not so much protein, even though people say protein. No, I get them on the carb mixes as soon as they start flying up to them perches. So all the best, God bless, stay safe.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. Take a step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can tell